Hey traders, so I traded the London session. Well, to tell you the truth, around 12:30, 12:30 here in the Philippines, 12:30 p.m. And that's usually the end of what we call the Asian kill zone, where it establishes the kill zone for the Asian range, right? So for the strategy for the Asian range breakout. So here I'm going to start off with this replay, as you can see here. Let me see here. Let's go over this. And this one is basically starting off here. So here we are. I started off, well, let me provide some context here. So here is the range, you know, when they start doing the, what we call the Asian kill zone. So it starts from 8 p.m. Eastern, or here in the Philippines at 8 a.m. until noon. Or noon here in the Philippines, and that's 12 a.m. in Eastern time. So here it is right there. So you see it's starting off right there, and I usually don't start trading around maybe 12:30. Okay, so here I already established the range. There's the high, and here's the low. You see the purple right there. It's also, I think you'll see it's labeled Asian high, Asian low right there, right? So that's your range. Okay, so you see how during the Asian session it basically accumulated, and we'll see if it's gonna manipulate during the London session. So here we go. As it's going down, well, right now it's right at the VWAP, and you know the VWAP wave works extremely well with this. That's my core strategy with the following, you know, other indicators or levels that I use here. It's mostly I'm really liking the smart money concepts. I'm really getting to really enjoy it. So there it is. So what's going on here? So this is around 12 o'clock. So here at 12:30, right? 12:30, I was looking at the market, and this is where I saw bouncing off the VWAP, right? It's also bouncing off a fair value gap, which is right there. Is that fair? I think that's a fair value gap, or that can be a order block. And what happened was I actually took a trade right around here because it's bouncing off the VWAP. And where is the +1? +1 is here. Here's +2. And I was thinking, well, it already reached the -2. Most likely it's going to reach the +2. So I had some targets there as well. My first target, and you can see if I'm going to do the fib, that's another tool, go from here to the high point where it pulled back. This is a 5-minute chart, by the way. So you see it pulled back, there's your deep retracement, and your target is right there. Second target is right there. You see it's about to reach, right? And like I said, I entered right here, so it didn't quite, I think it did, yeah. I reached my target there, so now it's pulling back down. It's testing this is the manipulation. Why? We basically broke the Asian high. It retested, came back up, tested that. Now, when you see that happen right here, this is what I do. So since we reached it right there, the deepest pullback was there. So basically your second wave starts on your fib. So it would be right there. Right there. And I'll get rid of this. That's the first wave. It's already been completed. So this is the second wave, and usually the second wave, I'm usually just targeting this 127% extension right here. This is the 161.8 extension, but since we already reached the first wave, this is going to be second wave. I'm not usually, especially during the London session, my target is the 127% extension right here. Okay, so there it is. So the first trade reached its target, and now here's a second trade, and you'll see that I'll show you what the results are. So it's kind of slow, but at the same time, I'm not stressed out, and I'm doing things while while this is going on. I don't have to be in front of my screen. I just monitor what's going on, and just as long as we're above the VWAP and we're above this 55 EMA, I'm fine. Most likely it's going to get to that level, and you see it does. It's probably get there. Hold on, let's see. And like I said, just as long as it's above the 55, testing that 55 as well, and above the VWAP, I'm fine. And again, here's the Asian high, and I was thinking it might retest again. But actually what it's doing here, it's really testing the +1 deviation. Because now, yeah, they're tested it right there. There's what you call the, liquidation right there. So here, it's going to get up there eventually. And it follows it to the T. So there, finally reached. I had the target maybe right there. Where is it right now? We shall see. Let me see here. So there, it reached it, right? I don't know what the current price right now is. Let me see here. Leave. Let's see what the current price is right now. Yeah, it did. Well, like I said, it reached it. There's your rejection right there. Now, most likely during the US session. So let's recap. So here's the manipulation. This is Asia session right here, right there. See, kind of Asia. Let me go to my, is this my, no, let's go to my 2 minute so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so here's the Asia right there. It's going to say Asia right there. So there's the, what we call the accumulation. Here's the gap. Once we hit the, prior to the London session, we already broke the high of the Asia range, and we basically confirmed a break. We came down, retested, came back up. Again, retested again, came back up, and basically that's your manipulation. It reached it, and now this is where we're at. You see there's a rejection. That's a huge rejection. Basically a liquidity sweep, right? So what I'm expecting now for the US session is, now since the accumulation and the manipulation is done, you will have the distribution. Question is where the distribution is. My speculation, since we're already above the Asian high, is back to the Asian low. It's going to test the Asian low and break it. Okay, there's already my speculation. Now I'm looking for where the IB was on here. I don't know if I have the IB here from on Friday. Let me see if I have the IB. Let me see the IB. I just have to stand this out right there. Yeah, IB low right there. Yeah, IB low, IB high. So basically what we're seeing right now, we just stayed in the IB from, this is Friday's IB, right? We broke up to the upside again, so that was a natural. Let me see if that was a good to the 1.25 extension. So since we were in there, it broke out of the IB from Friday's IB. The extension would be up here, right? It didn't quite get there, and I don't know if it will, or will it try, since we have this good liquidity sweep right there. Will it still continue going up? That I don't know, but that's a big candle right there. I mean, big wick. So let's see what's going to happen. Most likely it's going to come and test these levels. Let me take these out. Okay. It'll probably test again during the US session. It'll test the low here at the Asia session. And you can see where that is. That's around the -2 deviation. So, okay, that's within the frame, because we hit the +1 deviation here. Most likely it's going to get down to the -1. So we'll see what happens then. I'll be having my live stream, and hopefully we'll see what happens. I'm probably done trading this. Why? Here's my balance. Let me see if I can get my. I had my trade of 8. Where is it? Come on.